Maybe. There we go. Welcome to another installment of the Final Scoop podcast. My name is Robert Schinetsky, the supplement engineer. Joining me as always is my international cavalcade of compatriots in the supplement industry, featuring Lukasz, troublemaker Rytkowski, Prometeus Intelligent Sports Technology, Robbie, the Russian crusher Samborsky, Apollon Nutrition, the king of content in the supplement industry, Lord Shane Smith, Stack.com. Welcome, my friends. It's good to see your lovely faces. Shane's looking extra crisp today, courtesy of a new 4K camera.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
what made you decide to do the upgrade, Shane?
He was sick of everybody telling me he's ugly and his hair looks like shit and all other fucking. So he wanted to live up to the name Lord.
People will say they're like, "Oh man, he's looking good today." I was like, you know what? I always look like shit, and to make sure you can take all of me in and see how shit I really am, here's 4,000 pixels of me. Boom.
How sweet that sounds. Take all of me. Oh, you're starting the show already with the
rails. Zandandito, the four horsemen of the apocalypse, have returned to call out the BS. Funny thing, I use that moniker for Sandy's sister's four children because growing up they were not very disciplined at all. I called them the four horsemen of the apocalypse because they were little terrors.
Four children.
Shane is not late anymore.
No, he's not. Hello, gents and Robbie. What's up, Sean?
Yeah, the funny thing is the old man remembers my name, so I'll take that.
There you go. Jojo, what's up, guys? Jojo's out there doing the Lord's work, delivering Amazon goodies to one and all in Florida. You guys have any comments, questions, queries, quips, smart-ass remarks? Feel free to post them up. I'll answer anything and everything over the course of the next couple of hours. Before we get to all of that, though, Lukasz has a special announcement for everyone.
Yes. For all you lucky bastards, I got a sweet, fat announcement. So here we go, guys. Me and my best bro, Lukasz, who just got engaged. And I wanted to celebrate this win by saying we've obtained something special, which is a fat discount for BodyShock.pro website. So if you go to the BodyShock.pro, you can get the discount 10% on not only Apollon Nutrition side, but also on all the SKUs that Lukasz offers down there. So go check it out. It's a worldwide shipping, so you can save some bucks, support the show, support Lukasz, and what else? Support a good cause, which is the Final Scoop podcast, right?
Yep. And
that's the site. So as you can see, he offers plenty of goodies, and of course Apollon products.
There we go. All right, well, tell Lukasz thank you for that. We appreciate it. And when does it go to?
The discount will be active for 1 week. So it will be active till 22nd of January. And as I said, it's the Final Scoop, and it gives you 10%, so go ahead and support my bro Robic.
Outstanding.
Rawr.
Simon says, hey, y'all. Hey, Simon. Alex, hey, gang. What's going on? How are things in Canada? Are y'all frozen up there? It's cold and windy as shit here in Texas today. The winds are between 15 and 20 miles an hour. And it's in the 40s right now.
By the way, Alex, if you can see here, there's your sweet ass picture that you sent me. So thanks a lot, man. Once again, I truly appreciate the gesture for sending. The devil, which is hanging down there.
There you go.
So yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Minus 40 Celsius.
Fuck.
Good God. What is that in freedom units? Hold on.
It's fucking Russia down there.
It's fucking Siberia. This is insane.
Yeah.
Minus 40 Celsius is minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that real?
No.
That's not possible.
Probably maybe minus 5 or 10.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't make sense.
No, definitely not 40.
Nope, it's minus 40. Minus 40 Fahrenheit. Yeah, the conversion is degrees Celsius times 9 divided by 5 plus 32. Damn, that's cold. That's really cold. That piece of art is very nice, says Simon.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
There it is. Love you, broski.
Yeah, I love you too.
Was wondering why Shane's glow stood out today.
Thank you, Shrita.
Are we giving away
individuals
something?
out there, Shane is extra crisp this morning with his new 4K
Look at
camera.
him. He glows.
Look at that.
He glows.
Look at that.
That's probably just the sun coming in from.
Oh, sorry,
but that's
I forgot. Glow is trademarked, right? So I apologize.
I did see a fancy energy drink at Sam's the other day. It was called Glow, Natural Energy, and all the other bullshit claims.
We should stop using this word,
Yeah.
or else we got sued.
Say aura.
Aura. Yes. Your
That's actually a
essence.
pretty cool name.
Sandeep, thoughts on Cell Flow 6? Any thoughts, gents?
I didn't try it yet, so I'm not gonna say any word.
I haven't
But-
had anything.
We gotta get Matt on the podcast. So
Yeah, it's probably.
get his ass moving.
Yeah.
I thought when I had initially talked to him, it was the same as Vaso 6. I'm hearing some things that it might be slightly different. It's like 6 other different little active fractions that are in green tea that they can standardize for that even have more vasodilatory and vasorelaxive properties. I need to confirm it with that, but assuming so, even if Cellflow 6 is the exact same thing as Vaso 6, it gets 2 thumbs up for me.
Yeah.
100 milligrams.
I agree. As far as I remember Matt's explanation, it's better. It's definitely improved, but I'm also not going to go into specifics because we're expecting to have Matt on the show sometime soon. So it's probably like more fair for him to talk about his own product in details. But I did experiment with Cellflow 6 by itself at 600 milligram, and Matt also sent me Vaso 6. So without getting into technical aspects, which, like I said, Matt would be the best person to answer that question, I can say this, that in terms of effect, but again, it's very hard to compare because they are similar. That's true. And, it depends what you probably ate that day, how you slept that day. I mean, there are so many factors that go into your workout. But from what I remember, I tried both few times. On Cellflow 6, I felt like the pumps were not necessarily better than Vaso 6, but they were tighter, like harder. The muscles were slightly harder, I think, than Vaso 6. And definitely what I did notice is increased vascularity.
All right. There we go.
But that's personal experience, so.
How much did you use? The same amount, or did you?
Yeah, 600 milligram, both times. Yeah, I used 600. He sent me capsules of 300 milligram each, and I used the 600. That's what I prefer. And I remember Robert and I talked about 600 and 900. With 900, I did feel a slight bump, definitely. Between 900 and 1200, I did try that as well. I haven't noticed much of a difference, to be honest.
Another question: do you think it will be better to, like, let's say, take it standalone or combine it with like other ingredients?
I would prefer. Even like for strictly pump, I think obviously bloody hell, the 3 ingredients. I mean, it's obviously stronger for sure. There is no doubt about it. But I think in a combination with other pump ingredients, especially Robert and I discussed it recently with a certain product. What if replacing, say, for example, citrulline with Cellflow 6? And Robert made a very, very good point that, and it's true, they're not the same. So you're actually not replacing something with something because they're identical and they both provide pump. But in fact, combining them together, they're going to act in different pathways, obviously increasing results and increasing pump. So I think like stacking it together will definitely provide better results for sure. Robert, I don't know if you want to add to it.
No, I mean, you pretty much summarized everything that you and I were talking about on the back end one day. It's like we're looking at nitric oxide production pathway. So you've got your citrulline, you got your arginine, then you've got the endothelial nitric oxide synthase, which is the enzyme that catalyzes the conversion of arginine into the nitric oxide. The polyphenols that are in Vaso-6, grapeseed extract, all of these polyphenol donors are increasing the activity of endothelial nitric oxide synthase. So that's making the pipes a little bit wider and allowing more stuff to get converted into nitric oxide. At the same time, those things are also reducing oxidative stress. So you're increasing the bioavailability of nitric oxide in the bloodstream or in the cells, which is all the claims that S7 is making, how it's increasing nitric oxide bioavailability. Well, that's a byproduct of combating oxidative stress in the cell. So all these polyphenols that are in grapeseed, green tea, all that, they do the same shit. It's just there's not as many studies to back this up. But if you dig into some of the mechanistic data, like in grapeseed extract and some of these other things, it'll explain how it's contributing and supporting nitric oxide production in the body. So is exchanging Cellflow-6 for 6 grams of citrulline a one-to-one switch? No, they're hitting at different points along the same pathway. Just like, am I saying, is 6 grams going to replace 3 grams of arginine nitrate? No, you're hitting it from 2 different pathways, so they can have a complementary and synergistic or an additive benefit in that instance. So you can swap citrulline for maybe nitrosigine, because that's going at the exact same point in the pathway. So you've got citrulline, which is converted into arginine, and so nitrosigine does the same thing. It's an enhanced form of arginine that's raising blood levels of arginine, leading to greater vasodilation, nitric oxide production, and all of that stuff. So you got to kind of see, if you're going to say you're swapping this for this and you're trying to make it an exact one-to-one comparison, you got to look at where in that mechanistic pathway is it doing it. So does that make sense?
Yeah. But I got one more thing, as far as because you're talking about citrulline and arginine. So I was also thinking about, what about for example, adding or replacing one of the other with let's say Agmatine. What are your thoughts on that? Because we also know that Agmatine is has also a nootropic effect. So would you think that combining, let's say, Cellflow with Agmatine would be a nice combination, nice stack? And even for example, instead of using Cellflow only in performance-based products, let's say, for example, producing a product that will be, let's say, a nootropic based, that will also help the Cellflow, which would improve the blood flow, so it will enhance the nootropic effect. What do you think about that?
Yeah, from a pure nootropic effect. So for the listeners that may not have any idea what the hell we're talking about, Agmatine, it's decarboxylated arginine, so it's a metabolite of arginine. It has a couple of different properties because it does a couple of cool different things. So it can act as a neurotransmitter, neuromodulator. It also can improve tolerance to pain. So there's a couple of studies when they dose it between 1,500 milligrams and 3,000 milligrams with people with spinal issues. They've been able to improve their pain tolerance and reduce some of the pain they're feeling with that. It's also got some glucose disposal properties or nutrient partitioning properties via the imidazoline. I think that's how you say it. Imidazoline, something like that. I can never remember that receptor name. But then there's some cell data to show that it inhibits arginase, which is the enzyme that breaks down arginine. So kind of like we talk about with huperzine, inhibiting the actions of acetylcholinesterase, and that leads to longer sustained levels of acetylcholine in the brain. Arginine and norvaline, to a certain extent, kind of do the same thing by inhibiting arginase. And there is some other data to show that arginine can also stimulate endothelial nitric oxide synthase, which we were just talking about with the polyphenols in grapeseed and Cellflow-6. So it's stimulating enos. So in that regard, I could see them having a complementary effect. So if you did something like 1,000 milligrams of Agmatine with 300 or 600 milligrams of Cellflow-6, I'd still want some citrulline or nitrosigine in there. So you're getting more of the fuel, because you like we're saying, where you can attack it from a couple of different angles. So we can put more fuel in, we can enhance the conversion of that fuel to the end product, and we can also on the back end come at it indirectly and prevent the fuel's breakdown by letting it sustain longer in the bloodstream. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, but I think the nootropic benefit for stuff like pine bark extract, grapeseed extract, Cellflow-6. Just increasing blood flow to the brain is always a good thing. Oxygen, nutrient delivery, better ATP production, all that good stuff.
That's why I was thinking about that. You don't have to for example, use self-flow only to the like performance-based products. You can also use it in like nootropics or maybe even like fat burners. So that would be something cool, just like, look outside the box, and not just like, think, oh, I need just to add it to the pre-workout or something like that, so it may have like, other functions. So that's pretty cool.
Excellent point. Sean, Robbie, that shirt makes you look like a roll-on deodorant.
Well, that's a good sign. At least you can see.
I like that. Alex, Matt is a beautiful human being. We need more people like him in the world, and probably one of the best beards I have ever seen. I would agree. Matt's beard is impressive. It would take me 6 years to probably grow something like that. Brooke, hey y'all. Hey Brooke, how are you?
Hey, bro.
Mitch, happy anniversary to Apollon. Robbie, what anniversary
Thank
is
you.
this for Apollon?
Actually, surprisingly, it's both because we became owners of Apollon Gym on January 16th, 2008, and Apollon Nutrition was launched on January 15th. So, they basically one day after another one. So this weekend, it's both.
Guys, what does it mean, right? 22% discount. That's great.
Thank you, Mitch.
My microphone is muted. Muscle and Bones, same experience as Robbie. Feel a lot more tighter on Self-Flow 6 than Vaso 6, although the actual size you get from the pump isn't that much greater. Very interesting. Very interesting. Subs on deck. I think Self-Flow 6 has more overall health benefits to it than Vaso 6 due to the polyphenols they are extracting. That is possible. They also may not have done the studies on Vaso 6 to show the cardiovascular benefits or overall health benefits. They just may not have had the money in the funding. But if the metabolites and the things that they're extracting for are kind of in the same family, then you could make the extension that they would offer, similar, if not equal benefits to that.
I tag Matt in this podcast, so I hope he will see it and he will respond on every question that you guys have on the next show that we will try to do with him. So keep an eye on that.
Exactly. Jojo, being that males have an extra muscle, could a pump product be used for enhanced pump in the male muscle? Wink, wink. Absolutely. Yes, there are some studies on citrulline with erectile dysfunction. So, you extend that out to nitrosogene, Vaso 6. I want to say there was some company was actually using Vaso 6 or pine bark extract in a male enhancement product.
Mm.
Was it Genius? I don't think it was Genius Brand. It was some brand I had seen on Amazon included it in there. But yes, in terms of that, yes, any kind of nitric oxide support thing, even nitrates, would have an effect on that. But yeah. That's why people take Viagra before going to the gym.
Yeah, which is becoming very, very popular as of late.
Yeah, it can go both ways. It can help you get a better pump or can help you perform better and better. Sridhar, congrats, Robbie, and everyone at Apollon for winning Stacked Brand of the Year. You truly deserved it. Can't wait to see what you guys do for 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Sridhar. I would really, really appreciate it. I mean,
maybe we can touch base as far, because we are right now on this topic, so maybe we can ask Shane about this whole thing, and awards and so on. Because I'm also super curious what was his thoughts. Because honestly, I was surprised when he made the announcement, because I thought there will be like only one winner, but there were like 3 winners, I would say. So maybe he can say much more. Broski.
I was gonna say, do we want a kind of reasoning and discussion?
Yeah.
If you're for it, sure.
Yeah. So basically, I think maybe since 2015 or 16, we would have nominees that I guess would deserve the win, but it's like it wouldn't necessarily deserve the win in my eyes. And I'm slanted more towards sports nutrition and mostly workout supplements and stuff like that. So we would sometimes get people asking like, "Oh, hey, this is my favorite brand. They did this, this, and this." And their supplements may not have been to like my style or my liking, but you know, it happened every year, kind of pretty much since 2015, and we found that fans of just supplements in general felt that their brand would win or their hardworking brand would win, and yeah, so for I think it was last year, or maybe even the year before, we were like, we need to do a year where we give the award to a diverse group, like a group that, you know, is a fan of Apollon would say that their brand of the year, a fan of Obvi would say that their brand of the year, and a fan of Glaxon would say that their brand of the year, and they've all done just as much as each other, but it's only very much apparent and deserving in the eyes of the fans that their brand is kind of geared towards. And so for 2021, it could have ended up being 4 brands or 5 brands. It just was, we wanted to pick a diverse group. I think I mentioned to Robert that there was a possibility that G Fuel could have been in the mix and come in and like made it 4. But for me, like, they didn't really dive too much outside of their 3 products. But either way, we wanted to try and pick a group that had done it, that had earned it each in their own right. And even if you were not a fan of Apollon or a fan of Obvi, you could see what they had done, and you could understand that if any brand had done what they did, but for their audience and their style and their approach, they would have won brand of the year. And that was the case with Obvi, Glaxon, and Apollon. We're not doing this every year. We just did it this year. We just thought it was a good time, and it surprised everyone.
Yeah, that was, for me, that was like honestly, it was like a big surprise because I wasn't expecting that.
I was gonna message you, but I was like, nah, we'll catch him off guard.
Yeah, man, you did. Plus, it was like, we talked about like, the brand of the decade, and it was like a huge debate. And honestly, I can say it's even live here that I disagreed with you on your pick, but it was just like my choice. But I also think that it wasn't easy one as far as like the brand of the decade to choose only one brand, because the picks that you made were like outstanding. But as far as like the brand of the year, when you made the announcement, I was like, oh damn. But at the same time, I really liked what you did, because the diversity, as you said, it was also big, and the categories that you presented and how you presented the awards is pretty clear to me. So yeah, man, props to you.
No, it wasn't like, I thought there was going to be at least someone complaining in the comments, but surprisingly, there was 0.
Yeah. Did you knew from the start that you will pick more than one brand, or it was like?
It was in like I think it was like last year. We wanted to pick a more diverse group last year, but by the time we got to like November, December, there wasn't like the brands we had nominated. We only had nominated 3 brands last year.
Yeah.
So like, and they were kind of similar. Like Core and Glaxon were in the running, and I felt they were very similar. And you had Ghost as well. But it wasn't that diverse group that I wanted. So this year we thought it could happen again, but the main thing we were waiting for was just to have a group of brands that deserved it. I didn't want to just force myself to pick a diverse group and like, I don't know, pick a health and wellness brand that didn't do jack shit. But this year you had like a good selection. So it was around maybe August, September. It was basically when because we picked 10 brands for the nominees this year.
Yeah.
And that was kind of our way of being like, we grouped in a few brands that may not necessarily you would usually see in other years. But yeah, that was much sooner than just recently.
When Shane and I talked, I mean, he actually, explained his reasoning to me for picking 3 brands for brand of the year, and he even told me that he expected that maybe I will react negatively to it. But the truth is that as soon as he said it, it made actually perfect sense. And I always, even though I immediately agreed, immediately there was nothing to even discuss. But if I didn't agree, or I was hesitant, or maybe wasn't sure about that decision, the way he explained it, it made perfect sense, because it all comes down to people will always want explanations to when it comes to certain decisions, and rightfully so, because usually when we're talking about best of within any industry, then it's always or most of the time it's only one brand, one company, one winner, and that's it. But in this particular case, even though Shane said that he most likely will go back to his regular schedule, which is one brand, I don't think that you can argue with any case scenario. And even yesterday we were just talking about movies and stuff, and Shane brought up the fact that there might have been 4 winners this year, and when he said who might be the 4th winner, he pretty much said G Fuel as a possible 4th winner. And once again, I mean, I actually wholeheartedly agreed with that decision if he would decide to do 4, because if you take each and every winner, we all very, very much different. I mean, we could compete against each other for sure, because we're still within the same sort of industry, but at the same time, we do very, very, very different things. And Shane and I are both movie buffs, and I brought up to him an example. I said, like, listen, Golden Globes has always 2 winners. They have best comedy and they have best drama. And I don't think anyone can argue with that, because, typically comedy can be very silly and, not extremely educational, so to speak, or have a deep meaning or anything like that. But nevertheless, it still can be brilliantly written, still brilliantly executed, acted, directed, etc. And then you have a drama, which is a completely different genre. They're both movies, but they're still very, very different. So why should they compete against each other? Well, they both deserve to win. And I think this is exactly the same case. Everybody was waiting for Stacked Brand of the Year winner. I had only one aspiration throughout the year, is to be extremely confident, very aggressive, and to leave absolutely no stone unturned, basically, because I wholeheartedly believe that we're going to do what we do best, and that is, we are a hardcore brand delivering full dosages, and that's what we specialize in. But I also knew that, it's a very, very niche market. So expanding a little bit, or maybe throwing a couple of surprises and expanding into other territories, will only solidify what we are trying to do. And that is not to be this underground little brand. Even now, some people are sending me messages sometimes, or they asking Jose, like, do you have DHMA, or do you have DMA, or anything like that? And I keep saying, guys, we don't have anything illegal. We literally do not have anything illegal. We just don't do it. We're an actual brand. Maybe our pre-workouts are strong, but we still stay within the parameters of the law. And I think that in that department, we delivered like nobody else. And when he announced that there are 2 other winners, I didn't try for a split second to compare Apollon to Glaxon or to Obvi. In fact, I told Shane that I'll gladly congratulate both of them, and I did, because I think that that's his decision to have 3 winners. And, like he said, that he anticipated some people to have a problem with it, and I'm pretty sure some did. In fact, 2 or 3 people reached out to me saying, and I appreciate that, they said, well, Apollon was a clear winner. Like, what the fuck? There's other 2 winners. And I was like, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. But you're fans of Apollon. You're fans of what we do. It's just a little bit unfair to maybe the other brands who also won, and they have their own market and they have their own following, and maybe to them in their respective categories, perhaps they are the winners. And it's the same thing as we're going to maybe brand of the decade, even though it's not the same. Shane selected brand of the decade. We could really, all four of us could argue for like fucking next week or two. And I think each and everyone would have a very legitimate point. I don't think anyone wins this battle. We just would look stupid. But, Shane comes and basically says, guys, it's not a poll. It's my decision. And, and that's it. That's the reason, again, we're going back to movies. Oscars, you have to be an Academy member in order to vote. If you're not an Academy member, being just a fan who likes a movie, you have no fucking rights. You just can't vote. But then you have, I believe, People's Choice Award, where you actually can vote, and it can be your decision. So, and I remember Sean bringing it up that, that fans should vote. Fans should not vote. I strongly believe fans should not vote. It's completely idiotic because, you know what? There are fans of C4. Again, nothing wrong with that pre-workout. God bless them. I mean, they fucking destroying Apollon, Glaxon, and Obvi put together when it comes to sales. And, if we are talking about financials, then they literally wiping ass with all three of us. So it doesn't come to that. And they fans, it's a lot bigger reach than anyone else. So it's Shane's decision. He picked up 3 winners. I told him, I said, if I'm winning brand of the year and I'm the only one, I'll be happy, and I think we deserve. If it's 3 winners and we among them, and I know in our category we're the best, then I feel like I'm being recognized and respected and get what I deserve. So I honestly don't think that there should be an argument when it comes to a choice by somebody who says, well, it will be my choice. I might ask for your opinion. And I remember, perhaps Shane didn't ask for our opinion, by the way, this time around, off record. Why? Because maybe partially he didn't want to, and maybe partially because I'm here and I was also in the running, but it doesn't really matter. But I remember last year, I don't think it was on air. I think it was off the record, but I don't remember. But Shane did ask for our opinion and we expressed it. But at the end of the day, he still made his own decision. And that's what I tell people, very often somebody asks for your opinion, you're giving it to him, but they make a completely different decision. And you go like, what the fuck? Why did you ask me? Well, I asked for your opinion. Doesn't mean that I'm going to fucking take it. I'll just take it into consideration. I will think about it. I'll consider it. But the ultimate decision is still mine, so, and it should be respected. And I think anyone who has, whether it's one of the 3 companies, Apollon's employees, athletes, fans, followers, or Glaxons, or Obvi's, have a problem with the fact that there are 2 winners, it's stupid.
Robbie, don't forget about one thing. He's not wearing the pants in this relationship.
I don't know about that, because he's a lord. Don't forget, he's a lord.
I'm just joking.
And we get to see more of him now with a 4K. We get to see more of him. So I don't know.
I gotta give a shout out to the best lady from Stack out there. Because I know that she's also like responsible for that decision.
Absolutely, and that's the reason. Immediately when we won, I thanked Shane. I thanked Nikki. I made sure to congratulate Glaxon and Obvi because that was just the right thing to do. It was their decision, and I appreciate the recognition. So any one of you guys who has a problem with the fact that there is 3 or 4 or 2 winners, seriously, you shouldn't. It's the same thing. Like, I just watched Scream 5 last night, the latest release. I actually enjoyed it a lot. And remember the first one that came out? I mean, it was a huge hit. So, everybody saw it. So I can say there were 2 killers, not 1 in the first one, right? And, you're typically looking for 1 killer. It's always 1. So I remember what a shock it was when it was revealed that in the movie there are 2 killers. Did it take away from the movie? Not at all. In fact, the element of surprise was amazing. I think that's actually one of the reasons why the movie was so popular, because it has never been done before. but it didn't take away from the excitement at all. So I think it's fun.
Brooke, happy Dave Apollon. Keep following your gut. Never
Thank you so much, bro.
sacrificing your integrity for money.
Thank you so much.
Wanted to throw out after watching Robert's talk with Joey, I decided to try Glaxon Goon on 4 scoops. Was actually surprised it worked nice as a pre. You've used that, haven't you, Shane? Used it, the Goon mode?
Yeah, but not
You said 2 scoops is good for you?
3 I thought was the max. But hey,
Hey, I mean, there's people double scooping hooligan out there.
I take 1 or 2. I take 1 or 2 for like a replacing an energy drink. I thought it was pretty good. But I mean, I ain't throwing down a gram of caffeine a day. It's a little bit different. 4 scoops, I guess you might, like, if you're having a lot, maybe that makes sense. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Lukasz does 4 scoops of hooligan.
Robbie, I'm jealous of all the people that have not met you.
I mean, Sean lives in a fucking, retirement community, so obviously all his neighbors don't know me.
Zandandito, I know you've answered this, but what is the percentage of nitrates in arginine nitrate? The percentage is 26%. So in every 1,000 milligrams of arginine nitrate, you're getting 262 milligrams of active nitrate. So you multiply it by 3, and you get what the dosage is that is in, bare knuckle. 4 is max of Goon mode, Shane.
4? Shit, I always thought it was 3.
I do have a question, though. That's a very serious question. I know you were on your own last week as a parent. Is Ava still alive? Is she doing all right? She's okay?
I did good.
She came back in one piece? Or Nikki came back and she was still in one piece?
I mean, the only trouble part was on Friday. Like, we were just chilling, just watching a movie, and then she just burst into tears. And I was like I thought maybe, I don't know, she ate something wrong. And then she just starts screaming out for Nikki. She's like, Mama, Mama. And I'm like, dude, relax. She's not coming home for like 2 days. And then, like, she just, for about 20, 30 minutes, she was just crying. And I was like, okay, I can't put you to sleep like this. I'm not very good at that anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, look, hey, Mama's coming home in like 20 minutes. She wasn't. She's coming home in 2 days. So I was just like, maybe I just trick her. She doesn't know what 20 minutes means. So I was like, yeah, she's coming home soon. She calmed her down. That was probably the most difficult part. The rest, that's pretty sweet. Had no problem. Did the parent thing, except obviously podcast morning.
Yeah, it was
she would
interesting.
shut the fuck up. But
Yeah,
you know.
I'm more curious, like, why, Robert, did you ask him that question? You know, is Ava alive? Honestly, if I was a betting man, I would fucking bet that she would come out alive and Shane would be dead.
True. No,
Hey,
no.
you always got some supplements in your cupboard.
Yeah.
So always.
Yeah, I feel like I would come out alive. Me and Lucas discussed this. I would take dinner off Ava's table to buy myself a bottle of something.
Hell yeah, man.
it's horrible.
That's what I would do.
Alex, Shane, was there a Snack of the Year award?
It was Functional Brand of the Year award.
Wasn't it the Russian Bombard?
Yeah, man, you can't. Those guys are like ridiculous.
I don't remember how much stuff they released this past year. And on top of that, they're not just having like one brand. They're like having additional brands to their like brand.
Yeah, I still
crazy, you know.
I still refer to them more as like series, like, because I know Rip Sports makes Rays, and you got like Doug makes Core and Arms Race, but that's still very separate brands. Whereas Bombard makes that Snacker and Chica Lab and Bombard, but it doesn't sell them anywhere other than, like, it still sells them under its site, it still calls them. So I'm like, it's more like a series. But those dudes had, like, they came out with their snack Fabrique line, which was a line of no sugar, not as high protein focused snacks. They did an energy drink. They did ice cream. They did the ice cream on a stick.
Mm-hmm.
They added flavors of the beverage. They came out with another beverage. They did an energy shot. They did several new products under their own line. They did the coconut, the Bounty style protein bar. I mean, it was just fucking ridiculous. Yeah, keto. They touched on keto. I mean, shit. It's just, and this stuff is crazy priced. Like, I know it's Russia, so it's probably different market, different exchange rate, and obviously bringing stuff to different countries is not the same. But I mean, like, if you lived in Russia, like, man, you just buy your groceries from Bomba. They even sell little pots of chicken.
That's right. Probably one of the best products out there was the chicken in the jar.
I still stand by it, man. That's the most real. Like, I know Mark Lobliner says outright bar is real food protein, but
no.
Bomba is like, dude, I'll raise you. This is just chicken. This is chicken and juice.
They got chicken in the juice. They got turkey in the juice. Beef.
Yeah, they did beef.
So they're just like canned chicken breast, like you would get at the
No,
grocery
it's like little, like
it's in
like
the
a little
jar.
jam jar, like a tiny little jam jar, and the meat's just cut up and stuffed in.
Just like, for example, you're buying like your jelly or jams, right, in the jars, right?
Yeah, it's like if you were to buy canned chicken, it looks like that, but it's in a glass jar, so you get to see all the shittiness of it.
Yeah, so say, does it taste good, or does it taste like the canned chicken you get?
Robert, I can tell you this, that when I was in Moscow at SN Pro, which is probably, I know it's third or fourth biggest expo that they have in the world. It's huge. It's massive. It's not as big as FIBA, obviously, or Olympia or the Arnold, but it's up there. I don't know how the one in England is, but this one is big. And they had like representation from different companies from all over the world, from Europe, from USA, a lot. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to, at least back then, it was maybe 3 years ago now, the last time that I've been there, when it comes to protein bars, Bombar, Russians are very skeptical when it comes to Russian products, and rightfully so, because the quality control is not there. Obviously, there is corruption, bribes, cheating, and I mean, it's different from what you get in the Western world, where it's a lot actually tighter when it comes to these things and regulations.
Right.
So Russians, rightfully so, even when you have a good product, they will still be very, very skeptical. I mean, the Russian consumer. But I'll tell you what, Bombar, which is a Russian company, had probably the biggest line of people around the booth. And I have never, I've been to expos. My first one was in 1998 at the first Mr. Olympia that I attended. I've never seen a bigger booth and more variety of protein bars than it was at Bombar. And I know that in the last 3 years, they evolved even more. So, these guys are absolutely fucking relentless. I'm not going to get into quality because I believe all protein bars quality is irrelevant here. It's the same thing as energy drinks. But I'll tell you this. I've tried maybe 4 or 5 of the protein bars. Mm-hmm. Taste is not good. I did not enjoy it. A couple of people that tried it, they said it's definitely not the best tasting from what I've tried. Maybe they improved ever since, so I don't know. But the number of flavors that they had was absolutely fucking shocking. These guys are relentless. They just keep coming up with new stuff more and more. It's just insane. I remember Shane saying at one point that my protein, even though it's kind of like, we don't talk about it much and, within the supplement industry, but they're releasing like flavors after flavors, and they mega huge. I'll tell you, Bombar is probably on that level when it comes to functional food. They're just insane. But, the product that Shane just described, I've seen it. I've seen pictures, I know about it, but I've never tried it, so I don't know how it is when it comes to taste. The bars were not really that good. They were a little bit harder, chewy. The size is about the same as you get Remember those? I don't know even if they still exist, but about 10 years ago, they were pretty popular. The company was called, I think, Pure Protein, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they look like size-wise about the same.
Okay.
Yeah. When the last time you tried the Bombar bars?
About 3 years ago.
Yeah. So it's completely different experience.
Better?
Yes, it's the formula is changed like by far because Andre, who is their like CEO, he first sent me a badge, and when I wanted to like bite it, I couldn't like grab a bite.
Yeah.
It was that
Yeah.
hard. But I sent him a feedback, and he got
When was
straight.
this? When was this?
It was like 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
Before FIBO. And
Okay.
then me and Shane, we went to his booth and I introduced Shane to the staff and so on. And that's when Shane started to write about them, on Stacked. And we communicated back and forth, and I told him, that the bars weren't that good, but the amount of flavors were crazy. I remember he sent me like cookies, and one of the cookies were in like cheese flavor. I was like, "What the fuck is going on, man?"
Yeah, their flavors are insane. I don't even know how the fuck they coming up with those flavors.
Huge amount of unique flavors, from flax, like oatmeal and honey and so on. I didn't saw anything like that before. But yeah, he improved them a lot. So.
Yeah, man.
That's why I asked you when the last time.
Yeah, no, it was 3 years ago, and they were exactly what you just described. They were hard. It wasn't very tasty. It wasn't disgusting or anything like that. I'm not gonna go and exaggerate. It just on a scale of 1 to 10, they were probably at around 5, 6.
I would say that the first Bombar bars were like similar in the consistency to the first edition of Quest bars.
Okay.
Which were pretty hard, but they were okay, but you still could taste the fiber and so on. And now, bro, everything is coated, everything is nicely gooey filled. It's completely different experience. And when I tried, because I'm not like a big keto guy, and Andrew sent me the keto bars with the coconut flakes. So it's like a bar that is covered in chocolate, and inside you've got the cocoa flakes, just like a Bounty bar, right?
Okay.
Amazing, really good. And he also added like some extra flavorings. So there's like a regular bar. There's also pina colada, and so damn good. So yeah, if you guys are like maybe in Europe or you want to like try them, go pick up the Bombard, because yeah, I got a big variety of products out there. Yeah.
Are they selling in Poland as well?
Yeah, they got like some representatives, so you can buy most of their products, but not through like Bombard site. There's a company that sells most of their products here. So yeah, I think they work closely together. That's why they're available.
Devin, do you guys think there's more opportunity for growth on the premium or budget side of the sports nutrition industry, or both? That's a great question.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Premium.
Yeah, definitely premium. I agree with Shane. That's just.
Quick question.
Same.
I'm pretty sure, like the budget ones, you've got Cellucor, BSN, Optimum, like all the stuff that you see, Redcon One, all the ones you see in like the big box stores, like Costco, Sam's, Walmart.
You have so many budget products, and by all means, not going to say that they bad products or anything like that, but they just, towards a specific, I would say, more mainstream, people, and there's always a lot more of them. Somebody sent me a message recently and saying, I heard Apollon products are amazing, but they a little pricey for me. You see, that's immediately when you know that the person does not really know the difference, and they're looking for something that's more on a budget. By all means, not an insult whatsoever, but not everybody is reading the supplement facts. Not everybody, I would say a vast majority of people, do not understand. Again, it's not an insult, just a fact. They don't understand ingredients and dosages and how they work. Most people just go and they check the prices, they look into flavors, and they go, my bra said that this product kicks ass. And that's pretty much seals the deal. Those three factors, I believe, are the main drivers when it comes to selling a product. So you have, of course, but the premium one, thanks to podcasts like ours, thanks to more, awareness, more people are talking about ingredients and people are talking about different things. So I think it's growing. It's definitely growing. And I think that, like Shane said, premium, I agree with him, because that opens the door to more competition. And not to toot my own horn or to sound arrogant, but I think like when it comes to premium, not talking about hardcore premium, but just premium, Apollon has very, very little competition in that department because there are not many premium brands. But if you are talking about Cellucor and you're talking about Radcon, I mean, you have the budget products like Devin said, that a little cheaper. They also, mass production is, of course, comes into a factor. They producing so many, so they can get a better cost as well. But you also have shit product. I mean, like literally shit, like these little proprietary blends, garbage crap that costs nothing to manufacture. And there is shitload of them. I mean, there are so many of them. That market, I also feel like, is pretty much flooded with those products. So premium definitely has more opportunities. I think it just it requires a little bit more, when it comes to formulations. It's harder to flavor, of course, because certain ingredients are just very tough to flavor, especially if they fully dosed. And obviously the price also, they more expensive, so it takes a little bit more. But interestingly enough, it's the smaller brands that are mostly doing those things, because on a mass production, to compete, for somebody like Apollon or somebody like Morphogen, to compete with giants like Cellucor, like Radcon, and those companies releasing products similar to them, I'm pretty sure that we would get squashed like little bugs. I mean, it would not even be fair. So not that we are forced. I think we just have a different niche, but premium definitely has more opportunities for growth. I think more companies should look into it, maybe, but I think that there is more room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
with that. Yeah. Brooke, gosh darn it, Shane, you made me doubt it. I had to go find the tub. It says 4, but Lord Shane commands otherwise.
Yeah, I thought it was 3. 4. That means that if you have like the max dose, it's only got 15 servings in there. Shit.
Yeah, I think that's Joey said he did that so you could get 1,000 milligrams of choline in a day. Let me pull up the.
Must be. I think it might be 1.5 because it's like 337 as a nut per scoop.
We'll find out in a second. Let me see.
That's what I thought. 337 times 3 would have taken it to 1,000.
1 scoop is 5 grams. Each gram supplies 137.5 milligrams of choline.
Well, so it's not even a gram.
No, but that's not the. So 4 scoops. Yeah, right. But 137.5 is 25%. So 4 scoops would give you 100% of the recommended daily intake of choline.
God damn. That only gives you 15 servings.
That's true.
I just thought it was 20 because it was that's what they have in all their other ones.
And it's what, 250 caffeine? 62.5 times 4 would be 250 caffeine.
Interesting. Maybe I'll try 4. I've only had 2 at the most, I think. I haven't done the 3 or 4.
You're gonna have to step up your dosing strategy, sir.
Nah.
You're underdosing.
Shane, I actually, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, the thing with Goon Mode, though, is it's not really like it is that more gaming style thing. It's not like Like I'm like.
Yeah, you don't
I
want to
don't
get
know, I
bullets out of your
wouldn't.
mouth.
I'm just messing with you, but you
Uh,
just took the game up, man.
No, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like, if you wanted to like step your game up, you'd go with like a nootropic that's
Yeah, of course.
like over time, like that you get like a full. Because like we've said, I think on this podcast before, like Goon Mode seems like a less varied product compared to their like Adrenal, the first one, which I thought was a little more comprehensive. This one seems to be like that gaming style market, like not like G Fuel, but like in that park where it's like a little simpler. I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to go max, I wouldn't take 4 scoops of that. I'd probably do like the Chemex or Brain Gains. Brain Gains, I actually just tried their new one. Shit on a stick, man.
Is that a good thing? Shit on a stick?
Yeah, dude, it's like a shit on, it's like a surprise. Like when you shit on a stick, that's not easy to do, man. That surprises the hell out of you. I tell you what though, I made the worst mistake I have ever made supplementing on Thursday night, Friday night. So in my daily use drawer, I have my multi, my omega, I have my testosterone, which I'm using. I'm currently running 2 months of. And then
Not natty anymore.
I have a tub of core hard and core shred. And so I split the core hard up, 2 in the morning, 2 at night, and the core shred I have 1 after my workout and then 1 in the evening. And so the core and the shred are the hard and the shred are beside each other. They're also the exact same sized up. So before bed, I throw down 2 scoops of hard, but on Thursday night, I accidentally didn't even realize I grabbed shred, and I popped twice the serving of that right before bed. And I was like, the thing was, I put it in my mouth and I swallowed, and I'm like, that scoops look a little bigger. And if I remember, the hard tub was almost empty. And then I was thinking this when I swallowed, and I was like, I wouldn't have done it anyway. And I checked the tub, and I was like, fuck me. Because I was about to go to bed. I was about to go to sleep. And I was really worried that I was gonna, like, just lose my shit. And I went to sleep fine. However, I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock. I woke up, and I was expecting to be like a little sweaty. But I woke up and I didn't notice that much. And it wasn't until I tried to roll over that I had to peel myself off the bed. And I realized that there was like just this pool of sweat that I had become so warm and comfortable, and it just felt natural. And Nikki told me that I was absolutely fucking disgusting. But I went back to sleep because I rolled, and then apparently I moved back into place. And I said, I think it was because when I rolled, my sweat was so warm that when I went and touched the new blanket, it was too cold. So I just kind of rolled back into the sweaty puddle.
Gross.
But I tell you what, as we saw before, that core shred works, but probably don't do it before bed.
Shane, going back to the previous question, I actually wanted to ask you something. When it comes to a premium, would you say, in your opinion, that the premium, so to speak, door was opened by Jim?
No. Jim's prices are still like $30-$40.
So do you think somebody before Jim or after? I mean, couldn't be that long time ago.
It's hard though because there is a very blurred line. There have always been products in pre-workouts at $60 or $70, and that's arguably premium. But originally they were all piles of shit.
I don't mean pre-workout. I mean more as a brand as a whole.
Yeah. I would say that's what I'm saying. Like if a premium, there've been brands that are around.
There's been some brands
that are high priced and consider themselves premium. And I mean, I could name.
Honestly, if you would ask me,
Performix was probably one of the first ones I remember. Not Performax, Performix, the Beadlet brand. If you remember back in the day, Now, not so much. They're a little bit different now, but back in the day, they didn't have a product under 50 or $60. I think they had a couple, maybe, but like a lot of them were very high priced. But that wasn't like your premium brand today. Now, premium brands are brands that are giving you like your $60 worth of ingredients, which before it was a little different. Like, I
More like
guess,
packaging and marketing, you would say.
yeah, like their packaging and marketing might have cost them $60, and that might have justified the price tag. Whereas now you have brands that are just taken away from those other angles and put it into the product, still justifying the $60 price tag, but in a different way. But it's you're just getting a lot more of those brands now, and now it seems a lot more normal. I don't know who I'd have to look back to think who the first one was that did like a pre-workout or post-workout or anything over $50, $60 that was like loaded, and
I
that
don't
was
know.
their whole brand.
I don't know about the price wise, but when you like said about like premium brands, the first thing that I thought was man sports. I
This
don't
stuff
know.
is
I don't know why, but at the same time, back in the days when they were like working with uh,
Furious
Sean,
Pete.
with the
Oh,
Sean, what's his name? Sean Wells. That he's right now working with
oh yeah,
MMP
yeah, yeah.
Nutrition. Back in the day, they were like probably one of the first companies that had transparent label, and they were like coming with some crazy ass ingredients,
Yeah, but
and
I feel price tag has to play a part in
yeah, but at
premium.
the same time, I don't remember their price, and
They were all very
What
reasonable.
about Gaspari?
one more company, Black Market.
Black market was a whole different ball
Yeah,
game,
it
man.
was,
Do you
yeah, but
remember how you used to be able to get their products? They actually, maybe you're right. Maybe they were the first.
probably one of the first guys out there. They were producing like quality products, and at the same time, their stuff was fucking expensive.
Yeah, there was because from what I remember, you couldn't buy them online.
Yeah,
You couldn't
man.
buy them. They only sold to
No, no, no,
retailers.
no. Direct only.
Yeah, they only no. Oh, no. They had physical retailers, but it was no one online. No one online could have their stuff. Only a physical retailer, and you could get their stuff, but they didn't have a website. You had to call one of their ambassadors, text one of their ambassadors. They had their phone
Yeah,
numbers on their website, and you had to
yeah,
text them, and then they would meet up with you. And I'm
yeah.
like, this is the strangest fucking thing ever.
Bro, I remember ordering from them, and when I got their products, I remember I got the pre-workout, the fat burner, and probably there was one, like a muscle builder or something. But I remember I had three products,
Yeah,
and there
bulk
was
cuts
like,
and
and there were, and inside on in the package there was like a handwritten card. I still have
yeah.
it. I
As
still
far as I
have it,
know, they're one of the first to do the handwritten
bro.
cards.
It
They
was.
did
I
that
had
since the beginning.
chills. Literally, I had chills all over my body, cause for like a gym rat like me was like something special. I didn't saw anything like that from any brand.
They did. I think theirs was $45 in stores, and it was 60 if you bought straight from them.
Yes.
So you're
Yeah.
obviously encouraged to go to a retailer. But I mean, that was back in 2011 or 12, so that was pretty expensive for back then. They might have been
Bro,
one of the first.
we are fucking old school.
Maybe they were. I don't know. Because all they only had originally it was just bulk and cuts,
Yeah, but
the
there
red
was a
one and the
thing,
yellow one.
right?
Both of them DMHA based.
Yeah, man.
It's
Let's address this real quick. Simon says, seems like YouTube is not showing my comments. Housekeeping stuff for everybody that's tuning into the podcast. Sometimes YouTube gets a little weird about what words it allows and disallows in the comment section, the wonderful freedom of speech that YouTube allows. So if it doesn't seem like it's getting through, keep trying to re-enter your comment. Keep it shorter or hop on over to Twitch and submit your comment over there. That'll help with that. And Brooke says, YouTube has filters for certain words. It could be default, and it might have changed too. to change in host settings. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. Simon, we'll come back to your question about Panda and Ninja in 1 second. We got a couple of other things in the queue that we want to get to that popped in first. Sam up. I regret swallowing pizza too. Cannot break my diet again. Okay.
All right.
Man, pizza.
Robbie, if laughter is the best medicine, your face must be curing the world.
It's actually funny. I like it. But my question is, or actually recommendation, change your physicians, because last time you said I'm the sexiest on the podcast. Need new medicine.
Do you have any romance with Sean or something? I don't know.
We have a secret romance. That's how gay rumors start.
Oh, yeah.
But he's my bitch, my older bitch.
Jesus. Any
Eggplant.
chance of an RTD from Apollon this year, Robbie?
Shit, is somebody eavesdropping on my conversations with Shane? No, we've been going back and forth about it. There is definitely a possibility. I mean, it's not a secret. Been toying with the idea probably for the past year or so. So definitely going to look into it. Just going between, whether, to try something like a energy drink, because I think The Rock is really not a competition. He sucks. Or RTD is kind of like a version of something that we already have, maybe in a more convenient RTD, fashion. So I don't know, but definitely something that to be considered a little bit and look closer this year for sure.
Sridhar, I gave up on getting YouTube comments, and yeah, YouTube comments function sucks a lot of the time. Apparently, it doesn't like me congratulating Apollon.
Yeah, it's probably Sean has something to do with it.
Sean, thoughts on Singerman's bond being revoked and now in jail? So, we talked a few weeks ago about them having a plea agreement of sorts, and then your boy went and wrecked his boat because he was drunk driving.
And then got arrested again.
That's what I'm getting ready to share right now. Emergency hearing for Redcon 1 founder set for Thursday. Singerman doesn't show warrant will be issued for his arrest. Singerman allegedly caused new crash, faces decade in prison following federal guilty plea. Here we go. Redcon 1 founder Aaron Singerman has been ordered to appear in a federal courtroom on Thursday after prosecutors say he crashed his car while under the influence of sleeping medication. U.S. Magistrate William Matthewman ordered Singerman to appear on Thursday, writing that if he doesn't, an arrest warrant shall be issued. In a multi-page brief obtained from Boca News Now, prosecutors write that they are concerned by Singerman's escalating irresponsible and dangerous behavior. From the brief, the defendant appears to have a substance abuse problem, and his behavior is spiraling downward as he approaches his sentencing date. Clearly, defendant's recent conduct shows that defendant could harm others or himself before his sentencing on January 27, 2022. While the sentencing is 2 weeks away, it is apparent that the current conditions of his release are insufficient and that the safety of both the public and the defendant are at immediate risk. God damn. Singerman pled guilty in November to several counts of a federal indictment accusing him of mislabeling and selling nutritional supplements. The guilty plea comes on the eve of his federal trial and brings with it the possibility of a decade or more in federal prison. Days after the guilty plea, Singerman was arrested for boating under the influence in Broward County after he allegedly crashed his Redcon 1 boat into several docks in and around Deerfield Beach. Police allege he was more than 3 times the legal limit for alcohol at the time of his arrest. Notably, federal prosecutors and Singerman's attorneys agreed that the Broward County arrest would not impact his bond agreement that lets him remain free until sentencing on the federal guilty plea completed later this month. The deal? Singerman was to attend alcohol and mental health counseling. But on Wednesday, prosecutors with the United States Department of Justice filed a motion to revoke after his latest incident. Boca News Now is awaiting an official narrative from the jurisdiction involved. All right.
It's, I see it as the biggest discussion right now, within the industry, bodybuilding industry, supplements industry. Everybody is giving their 2 cents. And, of course, we talked, in our group chat. So might as well go out and say, I can't really disregard the fact that both Price Plow and Fitness Informant put up, they Singerman sucking dick videos, where they defending him basically and calling it a mistake and trying to find every possible way to make him look at least better, trying to be politically correct, saying that he made a mistake and they don't condone what he's done and blah, 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 blah. But maybe he's a changed man and he's a good guy and etc., etc., etc. You know what? We have to look at it only as facts. I'll be the first one probably to admit I don't like Aaron, never liked Aaron, and probably never will like Aaron. But despite that, I can be non-biased and I can look at it from a little bit more fair perspective and based on facts presented. The truth is that I'm not going to go into specifics about past because a lot of people know, but they don't talk about it, and I don't feel like there is a need to bring it up because it doesn't really matter. But in terms of what happened, Blackstone committed a crime, and he was part of Blackstone. So him and PJ did commit a crime, and it's pretty much proven, and that's the reason why he took a plea deal, and everybody knows about it at this point. He did cooperate with the government. He did.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's maybe watch the statement that he posted.
The statement is just basically his personal statement, but it's not about that. The personal statement will always be apologetic and the typical bullshit that people say when they get busted. I've made a mistake. First, they deny everything, which he obviously did initially, just like everybody else did, and then when proven. To make sure that he serves last time, he rats on people, and it's also proven, so it's not a speculation whatsoever.
I didn't know what it is. That's why I just wanted to
the thing is that he, they call it a mistake. It's not a mistake when you do something willingly in order to make profit. It's not a mistake what he did to John Meadows, and that was documented, and that was a fact too. It was a calculated act to make money. It's not like they charged with only one mistake, if we're calling it mistake. There are like multiple mistakes, and they're pretty much guilty on all of them. So calling it a mistake is completely ridiculous. The guy did wrong. He tried to get away with it. He profited from that. He cheated people. He put people's lives in danger by spiking supplements, by doing illegal activities. So the truth is he's guilty. Whether he is a reformed man or will come a reformed man after he serves his term, maybe. I mean, stranger things happened, so it's possible. I will never say no. But the truth remains is that they're trying to justify his actions because Redcon continues to exist and because Redcon will most likely continue paying or let's call it collaborating with those channels. So they're trying to police both, people that are against Aaron and people that are and feeling sorry for him. And obviously Aaron, because they want to remain on his good side, because they want to continue receiving those Redcon money, since Redcon is obviously not affected by what is going on. Those are what?
I'm not talking about like what Fitness Informant posted. I'm just like trying to see what Aaron posted on his Facebook because he made a statement. Right?
Of course, he made a statement. He just got arrested twice. He got arrested twice under the influence. I mean, the guy is going to jail, So when you're going to jail, you're 100% going to jail. Why would you do the things that you do? Why would you drink? Why would you drive? And especially get behind the wheel. You have so much fucking money. Get an Uber. Get somebody to drive you. You can afford a driver. You can afford so many things. But you're getting behind the wheel without a license because his license was revoked. And he's putting not only himself in danger, but he's putting other people's in danger. Calling it a mistake, I mean, the statement, I never read it. To be honest, I don't care for it, but we can read it just for entertainment purposes. But what do you expect?
I just wanted to listen what he has to say, that's all.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But the thing is that you and I both know what he's going to say. He's going to jail. He's going to admit. But we're talking about what happened and, was his bond revoked? Was there, is there a reason for it? Absolutely, there is a reason. And they actually stated, the prosecutor stated, the guy puts his life and lives of other people's in danger. He crushed, with that boat, he caused some severe damage. Of course, he can walk away from it because he can pay for damages and he can afford them, obviously. But you know what? What if somebody's child was there? What if somebody's, loved one would be there? I mean, he could have killed somebody. He could have killed himself, and he's a father, so it was very, very responsible. But, to try and make him out to be a saint, to make him out to and say that it's a mistake, you've made mistakes. I've made mistakes. We all make mistakes. Mistakes are part of life, and you learn from them. But when you actually calculatingly trying to cheat somebody, when you're trying to to commit a crime, and when you're committing a crime and you get busted, there's no way no way out of it. And and then to get drunk or high or whatever he did, and to get busted, what is it, like twice in 2 or 3 weeks? It cannot be looked upon as a mistake. It's serious. So yeah, we can listen to it without a doubt, but again, it's pretty predictable what he said.
Well, I mean, it's a 6-minute long video. I don't.
Yeah, there's no point.
Well, I mean, people can go listen to it if they want to. It's on his social media outlets. There's a statement released by his wife. It says, "Thank you to everyone who's shown their love and support through this difficult time for our family. I've let Aaron know the amount of friends that have reached out, and he is truly beyond appreciative. He needed to know that the kids and I didn't feel alone, even though he knows I would rather crawl into a hole. These last few months have been incredibly difficult for us, stress weighing heavier than we'd ever imagined for our family. Both Aaron and I wish he could have handled the stress better, but as his wife, I stand by him in saying this does not define him at all. He is a wonderful man with a big heart, and it pains me and our 3 boys to have to live our lives without him right now. As for everything Redcon 1 related, his confidence is high that our team will continue to lead the brand on the path we've been on. Expect nothing to change, only continued growth and support for the community we've been so passionate about being there for. From local level to worldwide, Redcon will strongly stay the course we've been on. Again, thank you to everyone who's shown their support and understands the past does not define the present. Dariel."
Yeah, you know what? I'm reading right now what Mitch says. I don't feel sorry for someone that goes out and drinks. I mean, I 100% agree with that. To say that he has a big heart, everything that he's shown so far by his actions, I mean, trying to fuck over John Meadows, cheating supplements, spiking them, how is it a big heart? Putting somebody's lives in harm. How does it show a big heart? All it shows me is greed. Greed to get rich, and no matter what. I mean, yeah, it's a relentless approach, and I remember that actually I think he used the word relentless businessman or innovator or whatever he used, and I think he was right. He is relentless and pretty much at any cost, but feeling sorry for him, he got exactly what he deserved. You know what? I mean, you do these things, that's what you get. So, obviously I expect his wife to support him, and good for her. I mean, I think that's an honorable thing, and that's the way the wife should behave. The company is going to be fine because they're not after Redcon, as far as I know. The company is doing just tremendous, and they can continue doing what they're doing. So I think financially they're going to be okay. But you know what? What they've done is not a mistake. It doesn't show a big heart. It shows cheating. It shows lying. It shows stealing. And it shows hurting other people. That's what it shows. And you get what you deserve. I don't wish for anyone to go to jail. I don't wish for anyone to go through what he's about to go through. But at the same time, you know what? That's what you get when you do things like that. I mean, it's not like he is wrongfully accused. There are people who are serving time in jail, lifetime sentence for murder that they did not commit. Innocent people, like really, really with a big heart, serving time for crime they did not commit. He's going to serve time for the crime that he did commit. And, trying to sugarcoat it and, and saying that he made a mistake. I mean, come on, let's be adults about it.
Agreed. Feel sorry for the family they have to deal with the man acting.
Absolutely, 100%.
You make dumb choices, you get dumb prizes.
Yeah, 100%. You're right.
This is coming from somebody that enjoys bourbon, but there's a responsible way to
but you're right.
Substances, and there's not. So
you're right.
Simon says, at one point I thought I'm muted for annoying the mighty Lord. Shane is feeling particularly magnanimous today, and he has not banned anyone.
It's the 4,000 pixels. It's
There you go. Sandy, keep the comments and questions rolling in, guys. Anything and everything we got, we'll feel free to address.
You got banned.
Any plans for gut health, joint, and or multivitamin?
Yeah. I mean, multivitamin's been in process for a while now, but unfortunately, because of situation with Albion, that was supposed to be 21. I think I answered that, but it never happened. And little by little, we'll get to all of them. No rush.
Yeah.
Some people like the drug.
The Patreon's going real slow, Brooke. The Patreon is going slow. My goal is to get it up for February 1st. I've got the 3 tiers broken out that I want to do, and I'm just trying to fill in the different slots of what perks to add.
Brooke, we finally finished your road, so it's not wide, so you can come over to Poland and see it yourself.
Yeah. Sweetheart, I didn't know the term BUI, boating under the influence, until I read this news. Yep, learned something new.
Yeah, I also didn't know.
No, I don't know that either.
Meep meep. VasoDrive-AP.
Well, that's one of your favorite ingredients, so you talk about it, Robert.
Yeah, what was
I
his
like
name
it.
again?
It's what?
What was his name again? He just
Meep
didn't
meep.
hear you.
It's like the Roadrunner. Meep meep.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so there's an enzyme in the body called angiotensin converting enzyme. It does a couple of different things in the body, but primarily with regards to exercise performance, cardiovascular function, all of that stuff. It constricts blood vessels, which could reduce blood flow, impair nutrient delivery, energy production, all that good stuff. VasoDrive-AP is a combination of 2 casein-derived lactotripeptides. So this casein, the same stuff you get in your protein powder, they've taken a pair of tripeptides, so 3 amino acids linked together, bonded together, and they've found that these tripeptides can improve cardiovascular health, reduce blood pressure, improve blood flow via inhibition of ACE in the body. So it's inhibiting angiotensin converting enzyme. So it's preventing the blood vessels from constricting. So kind of like we've talked about earlier with inhibiting arginase, sending citrulline in as more fuel for nitric oxide production. This is yet another mechanism by which or through which you can enhance blood flow, nutrient delivery, pumps, all of that good stuff, which is why it's in Bloody Hell.
Robert, somebody actually asked me recently about this, and I wanted to bring it up with you. And I mean, I know the answer, but I wanted you to explain because there wasn't the first time that somebody asked me, VasoDrive, should people that are lactose intolerant be concerned about it?
No. If you go check out Maypro's website, the amount of lactose that is in there is so infinitesimally minuscule that it does not affect people that are lactose intolerant. So you're fine if you have a sensitive tummy when it comes to milk and things like that. You're going to be fine taking VasoDrive-AP. Okay, so I was late this week. Big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Dumbledore, aka Pete, has arrived. Wow, I show up late and Sean just hogging all the threads. Well, I mean, he's got to do something to stay relevant in society. That's what he does. Brooke, then there is hope. Can people even travel to Poland?
Yeah, they can. We are open, fully open, so they can come check it out.
No. Simon says, since new releases were mentioned, any plans for a sleep aid?
Plans? Yes. When 2022, but I would probably say somewhere around middle of the year.
There are always plans.
Yeah.
Muscle and bones. Doesn't Hawthorn berry work the same as VasoDrive-AP? Yes, that is one of the things it does. So Hawthorn berry, like we've talked about a bunch of these other little fruits like amla fruit, grapeseed extract, green tea extract, they all have these fun little polyphenols in them that can stimulate endothelial nitric oxide synthase in the body, combat oxidative stress, both of which are going to support higher levels of nitric oxide in the body, either through increasing production or its bioavailability and how long it hangs around. The cool thing about Hawthorn berry is that it also possesses some natural ACE inhibition properties, kind of like VasoDrive-AP does. So it's another way to kind of skin the cat. You put it up head to head. VasoDrive is specifically standardized or compounded, made to attack that primary mechanism right there. So Hawthorn berry could have some mild ACE inhibition activities, is it going to be as potent, say, as 508 milligrams of VasoDrive-AP? I don't have that answer for you yet.
Robert, but you know what? It's actually just a follow-up question. So VasoDrive, we know that the recommended dose is 508. That's the good one. What would you say is a good dose for Hawthorn?
I'm trying to remember I think 500 milligrams.
500, 500 milligrams up to 1 gram.
Okay, so let's say 1 gram. Let's go a little bit aggressive and say 1 gram, and VasoDrive is 508. So where I'm going with this is in a fully comprehensive formula, and Robert, Lukasz, I guess, would you include 1,000 of one and a 508 of the other one? Or because they're similar, would you, for obviously cost purposes, reduce the dosages? And do you think that there would be a synergy and they would complement each other? I mean, of course, theoretically speaking.
I would probably just go one or the other. I don't know if you did half dose both of them. Because think about it, you've got, do I need to double up on the ACE inhibitors in there? No. So if I want to include an ACE inhibitor, I'm probably going to go VasoDrive-AP and then throw in some other source of polyphenols like grapeseed, sulfo-6, something like that. It's going to be expensive as shit doing that. Or pomegranate.
Yeah, I know.
But I would probably do that, and I would use Hawthorn berry in the case where VasoDrive is not on the table. Either the supplier doesn't want to use it, it's throwing flavor off, delays, or cost. It's just through the roof. So, I mean, if you wanted to go with like a more budget option, you could do a half dose of both. I mean, you could do, 500 milligrams of Hawthorn and 254 VasoDrive. I think that would be a really good
in theory, and I know, I'm not kind of like trying to force an answer out of you because obviously, we don't know. But in theory, do you think that, half dosing each would produce results? Like, would they complement or work synergetically together? Again, pure theory, I know you don't have the exact answer.
Yeah, I think so. Because if they're working through the same mechanism, you do a half dose of each. Yeah, I mean, if not, it's not the exact same pathway, but there is that one study from Kia, Oaxaca that came out showing that you take, 1.2 grams of citrulline and 1.2 grams of arginine. It was more effective than just citrulline on its own or arginine on its own. So if you take suboptimal doses of two ingredients that are working through the same pathway, yeah, I think it could be as effective as one of them fully dosed.
It just shows that if you will stack them, properly, you can, get a good effect. But I totally agree with Robert as far as instead of taking both in super high dosages, just take one basically and add some other ingredients that will be complementary. But I'm a fan of Hawthorn berry, and I use it a lot. So yeah.
Going back to the comment from Simon says, what do you think about Panda and Ninja? We've touched on Ninja a bunch of times on the podcast. Overall, very well dosed products. The effects are pretty solid. The only one we're kind of on the fence about is the fat burner, but I really like the pre-workout. That's a solid one. Sandy really likes their nootropic. It's a great caffeine-free option if you're looking for a nootropic. It seems to work best if you don't use it on consecutive days, though, back to back. Have any of y'all tried Panda?
No, I didn't try any of their products. As far as Ninja, I only just saw some reviews and on paper they look good. Plus, Shane talked really good about them. Plus I saw his review on Sleep Formula, I believe. Yeah. So all sounds and looks good. So yeah, if he likes it, then I'm sure I'm gonna like it.
I only saw DJ's reviews, I believe, on Day Protein, and he said that it tastes pretty good. I didn't look into specifics like what it contains or whatnot or how the quality or anything. Just I remember he said the taste is good. I think he did criticize, I want to say, the nootropic. I mean, don't take my word for it because it was recent, but was it nootropic?
Fat burner.
Fat burner, yeah. He did criticize that. I mean, looking into supplement facts, I'm not surprised that he criticized them, but he did. He didn't trash them, but he was disappointed. So I just remember those two things.
Okay. All those donations went to new roads in Poland, and now Robert can't afford visual internet. Yeah, I was telling Lucas before we hopped on, there's something squirrely going on with my camera. I plugged it into my computer, and it's not working, or it's glitching out. Plus, I had a halfling crawling around here a little while ago, and I figured it's just less distracting if you see the icon and not a halfling crawling around.
Sent you my old one.
That'll work. I'll wait 6 months for it to make this way across the ocean.
That's okay. I already sold it, so yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. I love me a good sleep aid, Brooke. Can Insider Shane give any insight into the Morphogen rebrand? I didn't know they were doing a rebrand. So
Yeah.
They shared like a sneak peek, but I don't know. I haven't heard from them for a while. I know that there was a sneak peek on their story, but it was like wasn't like a premium picture per se. I don't know. It's I'm assuming. I know they're working on one. That's probably. I don't know when it's coming or like when they're rolling it out, but
yeah,
they are working on one. From what I saw, it's drastically different. Well, not drastically, but it is quite different from the current one.
See, I like their current tubs. I don't know if they need to change, but I'm kind of an old fogey when it comes to labels.
I actually agree with Robert. I mean, I only saw the photos, I think, on internet, like a little kind of like a sneak peek. I actually like the current one more, if that's going to be the look. But it doesn't really matter because Morphogen, I mean, whatever they're going to release, I'm pretty sure that Ben's going to release excellent products.
Yeah. Ben's on the up and up with just about everything he does. Sridhar, Assassin plus Bloody Hell RTD will sell well. Maybe in Caramel Macchiato Protein RTD to compete with Starbucks. An Assassin plus Bloody Hell RTD would be so exorbitantly expensive.
And so disgustingly nasty tasting.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody would buy that.
But I'll tell you what, when I saw that comment before you even posted it, the Caramel Macchiato Protein RTD definitely piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. Sorry, Robert. Just a quick question, Robbie. Would you rather like made RTD like meal replacement or more like a performance drink?
You know what? I mean, I honestly did not even think about it up until the moment that I saw what Sridhar just posted, because it's not a bad idea. I mean, Caramel Macchiato does fucking taste phenomenal, and I'm not just saying it. Robert or whoever tried it can attest to it. It exceeded all expectations. So maybe as an RTD would not be a bad idea, to rival somebody even like Starbucks. I mean, but it could be also, we could look into, because Caramel Macchiato does contain decaf coffee a little bit. So maybe even adding caffeine to it, if it wouldn't mess up the taste. I mean, maybe something to think about for sure. But the only thing that kind of like right now when it comes to these things that we are thinking about is, I can say this, right, Shane? You don't mind? Is the energy drink. Energy drink, mute. The energy drink would be probably the thing that we would consider. It's just to get it right, because the taste has to be. I mean, it's all about the energy and taste, and just to do it right and to be maybe slightly different from everybody else, because I mean, the market, and especially you can't compete with guys like these. I mean, this is pretty solid. I mean, this is like the third or fourth can that I have this week. And this one is peach mango nectar. It's fucking phenomenal. It's really, really, really good. And I honestly don't even know what's in this. I mean, It doesn't give me much of energy. I don't know how much caffeine in this. I would say, it says 200 milligram. 200. It has cognizine. I don't know how much cognizine is in this. I didn't really look into anything. Innova tea, whatever that is.
Natural
And
Natural.
it's but it tastes fucking great. And I think that's what it comes down to.
See, I think you underestimate the power of a small guy. I
Maybe.
I might have said it. I think I might have said it before. That when I was, I used to be like a delivery driver, like a courier driver for like packages and stuff. And there was a guy that drove a truck, and we were talking about like protein powder and like whether or not it'd be worth trying. This was like when I was 16 or 17. I was like, whether or not it'd be worth selling protein powder since there's like so many big guys. And he said to me, he says it's all about like if it's any good. He said if you're selling the best crack in town. Now, this is obviously not related to supplements, but you can get the moral of the story. He said if you're selling the best crack in town, it doesn't matter if someone copies you. It doesn't matter if someone does something cheaper than you. It doesn't matter if someone's taking your stuff and selling it for more. They will always find you. He said drug addicts will always find you. Now, yeah, the moral of the story is that if you actually make the best tasting drink, you actually make the best tasting one. You're not just saying mine's tasty and you're ignoring the other good ones. You will become one of the most popular. That's just the truest statement you could ever have, regardless of whether you do 1,000 cans or 10,000 cans. If you have actually the best product, everyone will find you. And that's even more possible now because the internet, someone can throw up a video and be like, this is the shit. And then someone else will throw up a video, and someone else will throw up a video, and then like in a week, everyone will know about it. But any size can get you there just so long as it is actually one of the best, not like you just think it's the best.
And I 100% agree with you, definitely. And maybe you're right. Maybe I'm underestimating the smaller guy. But I do have a follow-up question now. You said that, best tasting and the customer will find you, right? I mean, that's exactly what you said. But on the other hand, everybody and their mother says that they have the best tasting in the world. And some people who are, for whatever reason, either connected to the brand or fans of the brand or the person behind the brand saying the same thing, even though it's not true. Case in point, and you know where I'm going with this, Zaw. I mean, I said it's disgusting. You said it's not good at all. Robert said it's not good at all. So, we might have a different opinion on certain flavors slightly, and preference and all that. But, I think Lukasz
is a different case.
But go on fucking on the page and everybody says, not The Rock, everybody says it's fucking the greatest tasting shit ever. I mean, it tastes disgusting. You know what? They came up with white peach. I'm a huge white peach fan, and I have absolutely zero aspirations to even trying it because every flavor I tried, the competition wasn't which one is best. The competition was which one is better than the worst one, slightly less crappy. So, that's the only thing because, I mean, the marketing and who's behind the brand, etc., definitely also plays into the role. And sometimes, unfortunately, by the way, did you have the best energy drink? Maybe I missed it of the year.
Oh, we have a list.
Clash of the Cans.
Clash of the Cans.
We have a best of, like for any product awards, we have a best of list that we just, if I try something new and I like it better than the others, then I put that number 1 or number 2. It's not because I didn't like the annual thing because if you gave a pre-workout of the year award and one year people release absolute piss and it all sucks ass, and then I'm going to have to award a shitty pre-workout, and I didn't like that. So I just have a top 5, and when I add to it, I don't.
Who's in your top 5? I mean, maybe I've missed it.
Devastate of the Union. I think it goes Devastate of the Union.
The energy drinks?
Oh, the energy drink one? I have Monster Ultra.
Who else is in there?
Monster Ultra, then I think it's 3D.
I like those.
Yeah, 3D.
Raze is on there.
Miracle Labs.
I don't know if they're still on there anymore because I changed it after I tried their new version. Yeah, it goes Monster, 3D, Rain, Raise, and then C4.
No, I actually, yeah, I can see
Hey,
that.
Yeah.
I got a question. Would you add to the list the OxyShred from EHP? Because
Ooh.
I saw your review recently, and you
The
were
trick
like
is
really
like
pleased with
it's
these.
very good. The OxyShred is very good. Like
Yeah, and I was like, let me check the list if he tweaked it up already,
no,
but no.
I considered it, but the thing is like OxyShred's impressive just because it's their first beverage and it actually tastes as good. It tastes to me, it's like if you've, I'd probably say it's better than the New America. Um, yeah, it's the one thing I liked about most of the ones, in fact, all of the ones on this list is that like they can get a good a good carbonation and then a strong flavor. And it's
Yeah,
sometimes it's very very hard to get the strong flavor. The OxyShred has a good flavor, but it
yeah,
doesn't have like that like in the Monster Ultra, like that sweet pineapple. It doesn't have that punch to them. They deliver their flavors really good,
yeah.
and it's obviously like with a lot of the OxyShred flavors, there's two sides to it, so they can't really nail one over the other. They can't make it too sweet, but they might lose other parts of the flavor. Like I would put it up there, but they're gonna need a few other flavors to like shine. I
Fine.
guess
Yeah,
they're very good. I would if I had a top 10, I'd have them up there.
yeah.
Muscle and bones. I was just asking about Hawthorn berry for a budget stack using something Hawthorn berry and hibiscus together for ACEs inhibition, then using VasoDrive since it's quite expensive relative to the two even together. Would think they would be better for overall health because it has more overall benefits than VasoDrive. Yeah, I mean, you could look at Hawthorn berry and hibiscus together, or you could just do 1,000 milligrams of Hawthorn by itself.
Hawthorn, yeah, 50 milligrams,
Yeah, 500 to 1,000. I think you'd be really set with that, plus whatever other pump supplements you're using there, muscle and bones.
The only thing is that benefits. Do you mean health benefits? Because there are two things that VasoDrive is probably superior, and that's probably performance pump, and again probably. And another one is that it is a trademark ingredient, so it will always pop. When it comes to presentation on the supplement facts, and it will always have that upper hand when it comes to comparison. So the benefits, I would like to know, like, define benefits.
Yeah, if you could put some clarification on that, Logan, that'd be helpful. Justin, is betaine a saturation ingredient like creatine, or does it have immediate benefits in a pre-workout? To date, all of the studies have given it chronically, so daily administration of it. Nothing that I'm aware of has done it just a one-off and found benefit. It's more in the realm of creatine and beta-alanine, in that it works best from what the data we currently have is if daily administration or ingestion of 2.5 grams.
We talk about betaine anhydrous, right? Not HCl.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, HCl is for stomach issues.
yes. Just wanted to make it clear.
Yeah, good clarification. Brooke,
Thank-
I will give an IOU for donation till the Patreon is up and running. Don't let me forget about Lukasz. Those Polish roads need all the support they can get, Brooke.
You can always
Not
do it
going to
for
let
the
YouTube
road.
take their massive cut. Agreed.
Brooke, I will let you know what's up next in plans as far as New York City.
I feel like Shane, myself, and Robert are gonna be fucking served with papers on behalf of government of Poland for defamation of the country.
Let's see. Sean, Lucas and Shane, do you care to insult Grandpa as well?
Nah, just save them time and look in the mirror.
I don't beat the diet version, so
Yeah. You gotta treat your elders with respect, is what I was always taught.
There you go.
Plus, isn't like the early bird dinner coming up soon?
Well, yeah, his neck of the woods is 4 o'clock. It's 4 in the afternoon where he lives, so yeah.
It's okay. He doesn't even know what time of the day it is anyway.
Sean, just know that if we didn't like you, we wouldn't mess with you. If we don't make fun of you on the podcast, then that probably is an issue.
But the good thing is that I know how you can beat Shane. So Shane just did brand of the decade. I mean, fucking Sean can do brand of the century.
Man. He can.
Yeah, definitely.
I ain't catching him on that one.
That's a good one.
There you go. Just my opinion and my kids. Apollon flavor is 100. Yeah, they do.
Thank you.
Very solid stuff. Health benefits. Talking more about in a heart supplement than for performance.
That's what I thought. But you know what? Meatheads who are buying products for the pump and stuff like that, they probably not going to give a shit too much about this. But I mean, okay, yeah, totally. Like that's what I suspected.
Muscle and bones, from my perspective, go with the Hawthorn. If you're just like strictly about the heart, then and health, then go with the Hawthorn. In like most PCT products, you will definitely notice that they use a lot of Hawthorn berry. For example, like 5% nutrition in their formula, they also use the Hawthorn berry in higher dosages. I think they use like 1 gram or something. But yeah, go with like 1 gram per day, and you will be golden, man.
Yeah, one thing you could check out, Muscle and Bones, if you go look up Swanson Ultra, they have an amyl peptide supplement, and amyl peptide is the exact same thing as VasoDrive-AP. So let me pull this up real quick.
I personally, in terms of like, you know, the heart health, I personally stack the Hawthorn berry with ubiquinol. So
Yeah.
that is always my go-to, and I use it also with NAG, but I use NAG year-round, so that doesn't change for me. But as far as like Hawthorn and ubiquinol, I cycle back and forth, but that's just
Muscle and Bones. Check this out. You get a meal peptide, $8 for a bottle. And each one has 508 milligrams of amyl peptide, which yields the 3.4 milligrams of those tripeptides that we were talking about earlier. So this is the full dose that you're looking to get, and it's only $8 for this bottle. 30 capsules in a bottle. I mean, that's a pretty damn good deal right there. So SwansonVitamins.com and look up amyl peptide.
We got Swanson in offer at Prometeus, so yeah, I can recommend.
Love Rain Sour Apple and Lychee. Good dose of electrolytes too. Need to try the rest on Stacked. I haven't tried. The only Rain I tried was the Lemonhead one or whatever it was called.
Yeah, the Rain Sour Apple is really good.
Yeah, really, really good. And Lychee also is amazing.
Yeah.
The only time I ever think to even buy those is when I'm driving. I'm doing like a 9-hour drive up to New Jersey. I just need something during the middle of the day. I don't
Stop lying, because you're stopping on the way to drink bourbon.
Well, only at the end of the day, not mid-drive. Only once I reach my destination for the evening do I go and scout out the local bourbon joints.
Bro, from next episode, you need to fix your camera, because like talking to the sign of the man that has like a working pad is just...
That's just easier. If aside from that, like I don't need to keep.
It's like talking to a computer or Siri.
Yeah, plus you're not as bad looking as Sean, so we can look at you.
There we go. Well, it's also easier. You don't have to see the little halfling crawling around behind me every now and then either.
And what's pissing me off the most is the bumping, you know, the sign of this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives effect like a nightclub.
Yeah.
Sridhar. Only reason I have not tried Morphogen's pre-workout is the L-theanine. Wish I wasn't so sensitive to this ingredient. Yeah, I haven't tried Morphogen's pre-workout either. there is an argument to be made for using theanine in that its cognitive focus enhancing aspects with caffeine and helping get away the jitters for some people. I don't. It doesn't really benefit me in a pre-workout setting. You don't really want to be increasing GABA levels. I don't think you don't want to be increasing levels of an inhibitor and neurotransmitter. I think during a workout. From the nootropic benefits, focus aspects, yeah, I definitely understand the caffeine theanine combination. In terms of actual performance, athletic performance, I mean, no, I don't like it me personally. For other people that are more sensitive to caffeine, yeah, they could probably benefit from it. Just not me or probably any of us on the panel here.
Not the pre-workout.
Yeah, I mean, me and Ben had a conversation about it because I posted in my stories. I remember saying it that I absolutely hate theanine in a pre-workout, and to me, it's a big no, no, no. And and Ben got in touch with me. He thought maybe it's something about his pre-workout, but to be honest with you, I didn't even know he has theanine in a pre-workout. So I clarified. I said it was just a personal opinion, and I just don't like the ingredient in there. So, I mean, we were totally okay. And like I said, I have nothing but respect for him. But he did say that he does like it. And, I mean, who am I to argue? Like Robert said, there are supposedly benefits to stacking it with caffeine, for cognitive reasons, which means, it could help with a pre-workout, theoretically. But I will always look at it for calming effects, and the calming effects and something that is used in a sleep formula, like I said many times, I just don't see the use of it in a pre-workout. So I think at the end of the day, it comes down to preference. So I don't like it. It depends, I said, on the individual, and each brand makes their own choices.
Yep, that's why there's 8 billion different flavors of pre-workout.
Yeah.
Something for everybody. Every other ingredient in that pre-workout is dosed great, though. Yep. Yeah. Everything from Morphogen is going to be very, very well dosed at the clinical levels, just about. Brooke, so glutathione is so expensive. Is it worth the splurge? Depends on, are you talking about the Cetria glutathione, Brooke? In my opinion, I would probably just go with N-acetylcysteine, because N-acetylcysteine is going to get converted to glutathione in the body. That would be the route I would take it. Instead of going with L-glutathione or Cetria glutathione, I go with NAC.
I will admit, Lukasz, that the testosterone that I'm taking, I don't entirely know if what is happening to me is because of this.
Uh-oh.
But I think I might need to give it like 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
What is happening to you because of the testosterone?
So, like, my strength is relatively the same. Not relatively. I mean, I'm regular increases here and there. But I look as though I'm 94 kilos, which is what, like 210 pounds or something. But my weight on the scale is like 2-3 pounds more. I can't gauge whether I'm bigger because I can't look in the fucking mirror and think, oh yeah, you're definitely a centimeter wider. I don't have any concept of that. I always see myself, so I'm just thinking I'm the same. So the scale is kind of like a good... But I think I'm leaner but heavier, which is interesting but I don't know entirely if it's just because I'm a fat son of a bitch, or and I'm seeing things, or maybe. But I haven't had a cheat meal for like 3-4 weeks, and typically the weight comes down when I'm actually back on my diet, give or take a pound or 2 a week. And it's only been coming down like half a pound to a pound a week. And I'm only on like 2,000 calories a day. Some days it's 18. But the weight's like maybe not staying the same, but I look like I'm coming down. So I don't entirely know if this is testosterone. I'll give it a few more weeks to gauge, because on week 2 for my second bottle, I'm I'm increasing the dose by 50%. I think it's like
How much you're taking it?
I think it's 500. Is it 500 a capsule? Does that sound normal?
Yeah, 500 per capsule. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do one of those twice a day, and then for the second bottle, I'm gonna just do 3 a day.
Yeah.
And then,
That's
I feel
smart.
like if I see a drastic or similar change to what I'm doing or what I've seen, then I could probably attribute that to the turkesterone. I don't know. It's not like your traditional like faster recovery, better strength.
No.
It's different. I don't know. I
I
might just be this might just be me. It might just be because Christmas dinner was harder to work off than I thought. So we'll see.
You know what? I noticed similar effects as far as like taking it, and as same as you, I also like increase the dosages. And you know what? My scale was like pretty much similar, but in the mirror, I've noticed like
Yeah,
such so much changes. I was leaner. I was more dense, more hard, and
I'm not a mirror guy either. I don't. It takes a lot for me to notice anything in the mirror.
of course not. Me neither. But when I go,
Yeah.
when I'm passing the mirror, I always flex.
Yeah, I mean, I always flex too. I mean, but it's like I'm having a second look now. I flex. I'm like, oh, you're looking good. And then I wait, hold a second. I can see a vein in my bicep, and
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
yeah,
Vein in my bicep is usually like a sign of 93, 94 kilos. But if I'm getting at
yes,
95, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
I think it's obviously too early for me to tell. I think I've been out for 2 or 3 weeks.
You know what?
Right?
When I
Yeah.
see a walnut in my glutes, then I can say, okay, you're in a good mode. So yeah, man. And today when I was cutting my hair, I was doing all the rest of the stuff. I was cleaning my body and so on. So I was flexing a bit more on the mirror, and then I like flexed my glutes. So I was like, oh damn. So yeah,
Okay. I mean, I flex my arms I don't flex my glutes. I don't
bro,
know.
I flex everything when I'm close to the mirror. I don't give a fuck what other people think.
I don't flex at the gym. I very rarely flex at the gym.
Shane. He's flexing his neck muscles. There you go.
There you go.
Wow,
How's that?
that testosterone definitely works.
Yeah. See the jawline? Yeah. It's all the
Iron
tick.
draw.
I don't know.
Brooke,
I
following up on that.
still feel like I need a few more weeks for proof.
Yeah, I would recommend running it at least 4 weeks.
I'm doing 2
maybe
months.
8.
Doing it for
Yeah,
two
how
before
much you're running right now?
the
What's
gram. The
no,
one,
but what week is it right now?
like 2.5 maybe.
Well, yeah.
I didn't notice anything the first week. Didn't notice much earlier this week. It was
No,
just
no,
later.
you won't. But you mentioned you're like on a calorie deficit. How big the deficit is?
Well, my Fitbit, I always aim for like, my daily activity is shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think at most I do 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day burning, according to Fitbit. Like obviously that's
Yeah,
only
of
there.
course.
And I eat maybe 22, 23 on an average day.
Mm-hmm.
I usually try and stay with like a 500 deficit. Some days I might bump it up to like 1,000, but
Yeah.
it's tricky for me because if I start eating more carbs, even without testosterone, I'd shoot up in weight. It sucks dick, but it happens.
Yeah, because you're not doing anything besides the gym, so that's why you're
Hey
studying.
man, I
Well-
painted my fence yesterday, and
Oh
I
snap!
know that didn't like. Fitbit said that I bumped my calories up to 4,000, which I think is bullshit because I didn't even feel like I was doing much. I'm assuming they took my strokes or something extra.
Yeah.
Okay,
Damn
go.
that jaw, Shane.
sorry.
you could cut ice with that.
I have to hit to the gym now. My schedule is limiting me to 2 hours these days.
That works. Last call for any comments, questions from the Peanut Gallery. Tuning in, guys. Brooke, yes, I already take NAC. I just heard that glutathione has some benefits. Don't know if they are significant or not. It's kind of the same thing. Like NAC gets converted to glutathione, so I think taking both of them would provide more, like significantly greater benefits. I'm inclined to believe not. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But I'm not inclined to believe that NAC plus glutathione, if you're taking a sufficient dose of NAC, would have some kind of like super physiological benefit.
Brooke, how much NAC you're taking per day? If you're taking, let's say, a gram, then it's sufficient amount. But if you're taking above less than a gram, just like maybe split the dosage into like 2 dosages of 600 milligrams. So let's say you will take like 600 milligrams with what in the morning and 600 milligrams in the evening, and you will be golden.
Yeah.
While we're on glutathione, how about S-acetylglutathione?
I have to head out. Sorry, I have to finish. I have 2 hours. I have to be at the gym because then I have to go pick up Ava at like 12. So.
Oh no! Thank you. Any parting words, Shane? Subscribe to the Stack3D podcast. Turn on notifications.
Nah, I haven't done an episode for the podcast for a while, so I'm probably gonna try and do one this week. It's pretty shit right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it is shit. Lukasz, leave a review that says it's shit, and then I'll reply saying I agree, and then the algorithm will be like, no one needs to listen to this shit.
You got it, bro.
There we go.
But subscribe to push notifications, or you're a dick that wears Crocs.
Very well then. Fare thee well, Lord Shane.
Take care, Shane.
Okay, see ya.
Cheers, bro.
I heard NAC. I just heard that glutathione has benefits. Thank you all for the stream. You're welcome, Brooke. I'm at 1.2 grams for NAC.
Yeah,
you're solid there. You're not missing out on anything in that case.
That's enough.
Logan, while we're on glutathione, how about S-acetylglutathione or even N-acetylcysteine ethyl ester? Yes, they have superior bioavailability in the limited amount of data that we have on it, but they're also considerably more expensive than N-acetylcysteine, and there's a lot of research on N-acetylcysteine, both intravenous and oral administration. So you got something good with NAC. You might have to take a gram of it versus 600 milligrams of N-acetylcysteine ethyl ester, which is NACET. But I mean, is it really that big of a deal? Probably not.
There's also one compound that boosts the levels of glutathione, but I can't recall. We talked about it several times.
You're talking about aside from NAC?
Yeah. Was it maybe quercetin?
It could be. I think bourbon elevates glutathione levels too. Pretty sure bourbon does.
And Polish vodka.
There you go. Polish vodka and bourbon for the win. Brooke, I got my sister on a regimen for NAC from y'all's advice. Saving the world. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I prefer lemon balm over theanine. That's an interesting thing. For listeners out there, that they kind of work along the same pathway, so they're both working on GABA. So theanine increases levels of GABA and alpha brainwave activity. It also does increase dopamine slightly. Lemon balm inhibits the activities of GABA transaminase, which is the enzyme that breaks down GABA. So you could have a pretty cool combination, something like an alpha GPC huperzine combination, but for the GABA receptors in the brain by doing theanine and lemon balm. Theanine or lemon balm is good for a nootropic, a low dose, or you could put it in a sleep aid at a higher dose.
Speaking of sleep aids, I got a great combo for you guys to test. 5 HTP, 5 HTP plus saffron extract.
Saffron's good stuff. There's a.
It works like a charm, and deep sleep is just completely on a different level. And
Yeah, there's a couple of cool saffron extracts on the market right now. I think there's at least 3 or 4 different branded ones.
Yeah, I don't remember which one I'm using, so I will check it out and report you back. But try this combo: 5-HTP and saffron extract.
What dosages are you using for each, Lukasz, so they can try it?
Maybe I can put the remarks because I don't remember the dosages.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think 5-HTP is usually dosed anywhere between 100 to 500 milligrams. Usually I stick on the lower side of that. And then saffron, it kind of depends on which extract you're using. It could be as low as something like 15 milligrams, upwards of 50 milligrams.
Okay. 2 seconds.
Logan, I think it might be quercetin. Definitely an underrated health supplement. So many benefits. Yeah, there are a ton of it. Bioavailability is limited with it. That being said, you could maybe put some bioperin with it to improve its bioavailability, or take it with some other plant extracts, ingredients to improve its bioavailability. And I'm trying to see if it improves glutathione levels. I'm trying to pull up some studies right now.
So saffron is 30 milligrams,
Mm-hmm.
and 5-HTP is 200 milligrams.
Okay, perfect.
Had to double check.
Here's a study in rats. It says we concluded that quercetin treatment altered hepatic glutathione metabolism by modulating glutathione metabolic enzyme activities and mRNA expression in rats. And P38, ERK, MAPKs, and NRF2 were involved in modulating glutathione metabolism-related enzymes.
Yeah, exactly. So I was correct.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm so fucking smart.
Dude, that's why you're the world's leading formulator. Game changer. Quercetin and phytosome too. Yes, the phytosome does offer superior bioavailability.
Yeah.
Again, expensive as shit, but it's worth it if you're going for those improvements.
Worth investing, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. All right, gents. I think that's another episode in the book. We've got through all the comments, questions, and smart-ass remarks, unless anybody has a tagline for Sean before we put a bow in this package and send it out the door.
I just want to remind everyone to take the advantage and go to our BodyShock.pro and check all the goodies that Lukasz offers on his site. And if you're located in UK, Europe, or any other part of the world, just check the stuff. Maybe you will be interested in something. Use our discount, which is super fat, the final scoop. And also don't forget that you can use the discount that Apollon is running right now, the 22 anniversary. So yeah, that's a fatty discount as well. So yeah, guys, make sure all them fat discounts.
Yes. And also tune in for a special episode of the Final Scoop this Thursday at 1 p.m. Same time that we broadcast on Saturdays, but we'll have a special episode on Thursday with Scott McNally, the host of the Think Big Bodybuilding podcast network. That'll be up and running. So I know Lukasz and I and Scott will be on there. Shane probably can't join. Robbie, you can be free to join us?
I'll probably know within a day or two, but hopefully yes.
Perfect. All right, we'll talk all things bodybuilding, podcasting, and whatever else gets thrown away when we get to talk to Scott. So if you're not seeing or listening to his podcasts and the wealth of information that they're providing, go check out his channel or subscribe to it on your podcast perusing platform. Sridhar, thanks for letting us know about the special episode, Robert. You're welcome, Sridhar. And eventually, once Sandy finishes this math class, her and I will be back to doing the weekly live Q&As at some point, probably in about another month or so, once that class she's taking wraps up. And a final reminder, if you like what we're doing here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with family, friends, and loved ones. Use code FINALSCOOP at Apollon Nutrition for a big, sweet
Fact.
discount. This is Robert Schinetsky, Robert Samborsky, Lukasz Rytkowski for the Final Scoop. See you all next time.
Take care, guys.
Cheers.